Thank you and welcome everyone for joining our SME eFair, and this is the conference series, e-conference series that we do it online. And I believe that all of the visitors today, actually, you're joining this because you see that there's SME opportunities in the market during the COVID-19 time. And then we also want to tap into the opportunities by using the digital transformation and also the e-commerce in the market right now. So everyone is talking about e-commerce and also the digital transformation, but we would like to hear from the experts' point of view regarding to this topic. So just an introduction for today's topic. Actually, today's topic is more on the digitalization in the e-commerce. Bringing the business online is actually the incredibly relevant nowadays, especially during the COVID-19. And as it has a significant effect to the way the people making the buying purchase. And the modern technologies are proved to tackle the COVID-19 very effectively and efficiently. And especially in Malaysia and Singapore, we are actually one of the largest company who adopt this e-commerce very successfully. And we expect that there is more than 15% of a growth every year in Malaysia. And today we are very fortunate that we have two speakers to share with us on this topic. The first speaker is Mr. Desmond Law. He is the founder and the managing director of eFair Software, a company famous for the SQL accounting and the payroll software, which is trusted by more than 230,000 companies at the moment. And the second speakers we have today is Mr. Dan. He's a CEO of a Bizporter, and he has experience in the logistic and the warehouse management systems for more than 15 years. And he is currently providing the logistic solutions to the MNCs in across different countries, mainly in Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Okay, let us start our topic for today. So first, we would like to invite Desmond to give a 5 minutes view on the topic. That can you give us your view on the current COVID-19 and what is the e-commerce role played during this critical point? Over to you, Mr. Desmond.
Okay, morning to everybody. Thanks, Money Compass, of having me here to share with you my experience. I can share with you with IT angle. This is this COVID-19 is where first time human being we are able to handle this COVID-19 far more effectively compared to 100 years ago. 100 years ago, Mexico virus, Spain virus at that time. It was a big crisis there. Today's world, why we can still run our business, why today we can still have our exhibition here or our sharing here, because we have digitized many things in the real world into digital world. And we bring away, okay, IT bring away the barriers of human and human to human interactions. You want to, those days, let's say for the past 1,000 years, what we need to do if I want to come for a exhibition or I want to come for a talk, I need to travel there, I need to go to the venue, I need to make my time available. So time barrier and the distance barriers was the big challenge for human to meet each other. This COVID-19 is the first time we use our past 30 years IT or technology to help us to sail through smoothly. And we can take on the challenge without wasting our time and without affecting much on our business. Why? Because you can still stay at home, you can still buy your Shopee, you can go to Lazada, you can go any e-commerce platform and get your necessity. You can watch your YouTube for self-improvement. Everything you can get from digital world without going out, without mixing others, without spreading the virus. So as I said, we are very lucky in this century. This 30 years is the most lucky, and it will be in historical chapter in human evolution. I always say year 2000 to year 2050, this will be the chapter in the history after 500 years or 1,000 years. When they study histories, this will be the critical human evolution's first time into digital world. We are in very infancy stage of digitalization. So everybody please cope up and learn. So this is a long-term journey, and we need to start now in order to enjoy benefits that will be coming. Of course, later I will share in some of my slides. I will share with you what will the world to be.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Desmond. Mr. Dan, are you ready? Mr. Dan, can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear. But never mind. Okay, I message you. So Dan, can you hear us? Okay, since that Mr. Dan have some technical issue, maybe we invite Desmond to share with us further on the 5G part, because today we also would like to have Desmond to share with us more on how the 5G drive SME in the digital era. So maybe we can invite Desmond to share with us on this part.
Okay, yeah, let's start.
Yeah.
Okay, and good morning, and thank you, Mandy Compass, of having me here for this 30 minutes sharing of my IT exposure, and appreciate your initiative to lead Malaysia companies into digital world to gain competitive advantage to empower business success. I introduce myself. I am Desmond Law, CEO and founder of SQL Account and SQL Payroll. We are number one and largest accounting software user base in Malaysia. More than 230,000 companies using our software for their operations every day. This session, I would like to open your mind from IT angle, because we are IT R&D company. So we help many SME digitize successfully. So now I wish to share with you. Let's look at the fundamental of the IT. Okay, people saying everybody need to digitize. If on the selling side, after digitalization, we call e-commerce. If the whole company wide, so you can digitize everything in your organization. So why you need to digitize? Is it after digitalizations, your business will success? How digitalization leads to business success? So these are the questions puzzling users or bosses. So I share with you the fundamental angle on IT. On this journey of digitalization, some of you yet to get started, some of you already started but lost direction in the midway, and some of you started off successfully and get stuck with certain challenges that hinder your progress. So this 30 minutes, I will explain, it will be solid explanation on IT digitalization from my past experience with 230,000 companies. Let's look at the human nature. For human being, in order for trading and business to happen, human-to-human interaction is a must. In the past, visible infrastructure like shopping mall, exhibition halls, hotel ballrooms are built to gather crowd for human interactions. Example, we go to the malls, we see the products we like and we purchase from there. We go to the exhibitions or fairs, look at the newer products, newer technologies, and we want to learn and expose to them. So this is how trade started. And to get people there, we also build infrastructure like highway, roads, railway, airplanes to transport us to attend the venue I mentioned just now. So as you can see, the way of trading for the past, it will be past 2,000 years will be the same. Let's see how IT make the changes or solve these challenges. For us, SQL, our vision as a builder in cyberspace, we enable human and human interaction in cyberspace. We replicate things in actual world and put into digital world and portray it in front of human being senses, put in front of your senses to process. Human capture information through 5 senses. As we all know, we have our eyes, our ear, our nose, our mouth. These are the senses to help us to get the informations and pass to the brain to process. And IT helps you to deliver because it replicates things in actual world and deliver to your senses, and you can pass to your brain to process. I give you one example. Now we are in this forum. Okay, we are in this Zoom or in this meeting, e-meeting. So the practicality and effectiveness of this meeting lies on the visual and audio experience that fulfill human senses. If you feel the experience using or online meeting is good, then offline and online experience are equivalent good with current IT technology. So that's why now we get used to Zoom meeting, we get used to Facebook Live. We do not need to travel to attend to the meetings or to the seminars. IT take away the time constraint and the distance barriers that humans are not able to pass through for the past 1,000 years. Those days, we only can, example, we build highways. Why? Because we want to do time saving. We go Alaska, it was 10 hours, then we highway 5 hours because we save our time, we save our distance. But IT tremendously take away all this. Digitalization is to bring information to human senses so that you can do a precise decision. I give you one simple example, a lifestyle example. Example, your car having problem now, you need some repair. If those days, what you do? You take your phone call, you call your mechanics. Oh, mechanics, my car having problem. The engine have a knocking sound. The mechanic asks you, hey, what sound? Oh, knocking. Hey, is there any oil leaking? There's some oil leaking. So those days, you can't pass the information to the senses of mechanics. Nowadays, how you do? You take out your mobile phone, you just use your WhatsApp, record the video along with the audio with the knocking sound. Then after recording, you pass to the mechanics. Then the mechanics just look at the clips. Then he can troubleshoot precisely. This is the example of replicating things in real world into matrix world. Digitalization make everybody seamlessly connected. This is the famous Albert Einstein's formula, energy equals to mc squared. So today, I want to give you a new formula, the power of digitalization. The power of digitalization equals to distance saving plus time saving multiply or times by multiplier. What does it mean? Example, today's session. So everybody save your distance, save your time, and multiply by how many attendees. Let's say today 500 attendees, and 500 attendees are enjoying this digitalization benefit. And our human output will be the distance times plus times multiplied by the multiplier and multiplied by the count, the number of repeat, how many times you can, how many meetings you can attend per day. So that will be your output. So this is a clear calculation, mathematical calculation, that digitalization brings benefit to humankind. For us, we make our decision every day. Digitalization leads to company success. Why? Because the goal is to make every single person in your organizations is able to make timely and precise decisions from boss, from managers, from your staff. So digitalization will pull all the data together, and it helps you gather multiple sources of data, lay out all the options for you, and bring to the human senses. We bring to our senses, we see and we analyze, and we make precise decisions. So digitalization will make everybody have a precise decision, not only your internal staff. It can go to your customers. From customers, when they purchase, they look for something, they have many choices because after digitalization, all the choices are in digital world. And they can analyze and they can make a precise decision. So the whole world is getting more effective. Some bosses were asking, how to make my business digitized? What are the stages? So I would share with you, for every companies, normally they will be passing through these 3 evolution stages of digitalization. Firstly, when they come to digital world, the first thing they need to do is just to make sure data centralization. The organization-wide, all the accounting data, along with operations flows, they need to centralize into a software like SQL accounting. You centralize everything into the system. Then, the next level, you try to read the reports. We have more than 2,500 reports to help businesses analyze your business position and identify your problem areas. So all these reports will tell you, hey, whether your cash flow enough, your profit is enough, your expenses is high, or why your profit is low, because of product mix is no good, because of some expenses compared to last year, it is increased significantly. So all these reports will tell you what happened to your company. And bear in mind, when you read on the reports, these are the transactions already done. We call it post-control, already done. You look at this month or last month or this year figures, it is already done. Then organization should proceed to evolve to the third level of pre-control, preventive control. In a system, it's good that you know that which part of your organization having problem. Then you inbuild into the software that the system stop it from happening. Example, if your cash flow is low, rather than you look at the aging report, you get your salesman and scold them off and tell them, hey, why you're not collecting money? And why this customer not paying, you still supplying? This is already passed, so too late. Preventive control is the moment when you want to ship out the item, the system stop you. Hey, this guy never pay over due date, over even the grace period. So all passed already. So you cannot deliver. All the item, the quotation itself is underpriced. So less than 5% margin, don't save. Don't allow the quotation. Don't allow the invoice to be saved. Or the total invoice amount, yes, the item is more than 5% margin, but the total invoice is less than 500 ringgit to cover your transport fee, example. So these are the logics that you can inbuild into the digital world to make your organization enter into a preventive control era. This will make your business efficient, and this will make your company success. Our job as a bosses, we need to engineer an unbeatable IT background, IT backbone. We don't think a software just an accounting software or a payroll software. That is for government compliance. That is for SSD compliance. That's for PCB compliance. That's not good enough. A company-wide, we need to have an IT backbone that span across various departments. Can be from your sales department to purchase department, to your marketing, to your e-commerce, to your production, to your logistics. It is a company-wide digitalization. It's a big project span across all departments in your company. And the human factor is very important. Many bosses thinking money is just the only criteria for IT success. They just think, oh, I pay you some money, I pay the consultant, then you just build out the system for me. But this is not the case in IT. Every single person involvement and willingness to go extra miles in digitalization is important because every department involved. We are not only replicating current process into the new system, but it's a thorough reassessing, readjustment, and rethink of new operation flows, new innovative ideas needed from each team member in order to empower this IT backbone. This time, we are facing crisis. Management should start to build a transparent and pinpoint rewarding scheme. You can do it in SQL to entice everybody's self-motivation, to push the barriers of each details in your organization. Success lies in the details. This is very important. For year 2020, it's time for everybody make a change. It's a perfect timing to build up IT backbone. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity because now we are crisis minded. Every staff are crisis minded. So do make use of this timing. And remember, in business competitive age, the gap of competitive advantages among business are not as big as what you think. Your business might lose to your competitors by just marginal marks. I give you an example. Let's say you are ranked number 3 in a 50 students classroom. Those days in secondary school, back to the school, or I am the 3rd place in my class. So now 50 students in the class. Now, let's say we go by the school level. The school have 10 classes. So you're number 3 in the class, but end up you might be number 40 or 50 in the schools. Okay? In the school, you're 30 to 40. And your average marks, you might getting, say, 83 marks. 83 marks bring you 40 ranks in the school level. The average mark of 83, if you move up one single mark to 84 or 85, your rank will increase tremendously. If you drop the one average mark, your rank will drop significantly. How if now it's not school level, it's the whole town, the whole kampong, all the schools in your bandar. Then this is, now you can see a marginal gain make a big difference. Do not contented with your success now. You are being penalized on what you are weak on your weakness. One miserable mark difference will drop your rank tremendously. This is globalization challenge me. We look at the world to be. I wish to share with you, we need to get started. 2019 to 2023 is a big chapter in human being. Prior to 2019, we know we are using 4G. In coming days, yes, we heard of IoT, Internet of Things. We heard of big data. We heard of AI. But it seems far away. We thought it is far away. It's not there yet because the 5G is coming. 5G will bring this into life. To most people, they will think 4G and 5G not much different. For me, 4G is good enough. They will say that because some of my friends, I asked them at 4G, 5G. They say 4G, I download YouTube. It takes me 3 minutes. If 5G, 10 seconds. What are the difference? They are a big difference. I share with you. In 4G, the design of 4G, it was the architecture designed for human-to-human interactions, because they estimate every of us, we have a mobile device, then we can do our connection to digital world, we can load our YouTube, we can go our Facebook, we can do everything we want. Fine, no problem. I give you an example. 4G is human to human. 5G designed for devices, all devices connected to all devices. Okay, what are the differences? Okay, let's say now 4G. You're attending a concert, let's say by Lady Gaga. Okay, you go to the concert. Wow, so many people there. So you have 10,000 audience there. So you are so happy. You want to share with your friends. You bring out your mobile phone. You want to do Facebook live streaming. The concert hall with 10,000 person, everybody have mobile phone. And when you bring out your mobile phone, high chance the bandwidth is not enough for you. And also sometimes you might not able to connect to the station also, the mobile station. So that is what the 4G limitation is, only for human. If multiple devices, then the bandwidth is far more not enough. Let's look at the 5G. 5G is designed to devices and devices. 4G, we have total human being on Earth is only 7.8 billion. 5G are designed for descendants of devices. Okay, this is a new term, sir. Those but the new terms in 5G world is descendant. Descendant is with 27 zero behind. Billion is just with 9 zero behind. So all the devices interconnected. Okay, what is IoT? Okay, let's look at IoT. I like IoT in English is Internet of Things. I like the Mandarin words. 万物联. It means everything connected to everything. So the wording tells you these are the devices. Some of the devices I list here in the slide. There are many of them you never think of it will come to digital world, but IoT era, it will come. How this useful to you? I give you one example. When the 5G come to life, of course now, have you heard of Tesla car? A car is just a car. So how Tesla car make it different? Tesla, if you ever heard of Elon Musk sharing, then you know how far he see the world. Tesla car has an autopilot feature. For you, you might think just an autopilot. Oh, I no need to drive myself. I no need to park the car myself. That's all. But not that only. This is the starting. The autopilot car need 5G, need IoT. Because in a car, we have multiple devices. We have the autopilot, we have the screen, the camera, we have the audio system, we have the aircon system, we have the suspension system, we have the detection system, the location system. So everything have multiple devices and sensors into it. And in order for this car to auto driving or autopilot, 4G is not enough. Imagine now traffic jam. Hundreds of cars jam in one junction with traffic lights. If some cars connected to internet, and know and realize that it is a red light, I should stop. And some cars not able to connect it or lagging on the internet connections and thought it's a green light, then you can imagine what will happen, the hell will happen. IoT will come with 5G. And what Elon Musk said, a car is a big piece of waste because you spend so much life saving in your car, 100,000, you purchase a car, but you only drive the 1 hour to the office, then you park in a car park for 9 hours, then after work, you just another 1 hour back home. It's a waste, totally waste. So this autopilot car, how they do? After they send you to the office, this car will connect it to Uber and connect to the Grab and generate income for you because they can go and fetch the customers. After generating the income, then by 6 o'clock, it comes to your office and bring you back. Imagine, if this were to happen, the infrastructure will tremendously, all the buildings, the car park, all the highways, all the roads will tremendously saving. So yes, this is one example of 5G impact on a car that is for you, is like nothing will be different, even a 5G era. But I can tell you, every single aspect in life, it will affect it. And IoT able to capture the data themselves and share data. Okay, IoT, I can capture the weather data, and IoT can pass the information to computers, and computers self-decide. We call AI. So no longer pass to you and you decide. And it's computer with a set of codes, they decide. So this is very important chapter, that the first phase of 5G, it comes with architecture and fundamental station to build up. Then 2022 onwards, you will see a tremendous exponential growth of everything changes. We are lucky to live in this important human chapter, human evolution chapter for the past 2000. This is the chapter in history. We are still in IT infancy stage. Don't think that we already progressed. No. So please wake up and make yourself into the digital world. For SQL, we being a forefront IT R&D company, we spend more than 20 million investment in R&D for next evolutionary solutions, which riding on 5G wave. We see the world, we see the future to be. With good product in mind, we certainly want every company to enjoy the benefit. That's the reason SQL products are at affordable price range. We have SQL account to help you, payroll, e-commerce, inventory, and able to personalize customizations. And now is the golden opportunity, because the government is giving 50% grant on the full range of SQL product. Whatever, which product you buy, we can apply grant of 50% from the government. And we have more than 400 service centers across Southeast Asia to serve you, your branches, your customers throughout Southeast Asia. And I hope that today, my sincere sharing just now will give you some useful guidance along your journey of digitalization. We spoke on how IT eliminate time and distance barrier, how the formula of the power of digitalization, remember, then it multiplied by the counts that you can able to perform per day. And we also share with you the 5G era, because you have been hearing of 5G many times, but you can't visualize how will it going to happen. Digitalization are moving faster and faster. Offline and online experience now more or less equivalent. In coming years, online experience, human senses experience will over the offline. This will be coming years. Imagine if you have a 3D monitor that in a meeting, instead of Zoom meeting, I look at the screen, I can feel the person sit beside me, in front of me. This will be the world to be. Contact us now, sql.com.my. You can go to website sql.com.my to start your digitalization journey for your business success. Thank you. If you have any question, you can feel free.
Or Mr. Desmond, do you have a phone number or anything to share with our audience in the online?
So, website. So
sql.com.my, all right.
You can click the inquiry there. You can do everything there. There are informations there. So, yeah, thanks for your time, and hope that is fruitful to let the audience know, because we are sharing from our IT angle. Okay, I pass back to you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Desmond. So for those audience on the Facebook and also across all our social media platform, we'll please type in sql.com.my to visit the website, and then you will see that all those information just now shared by Desmond. So I think this is quite useful for the SME members and SME business owners, because this SQL is one of the largest accounting software. It actually covers not only accounting but also the HR, payroll, and also we have those. Just now, Desmond also mentioned about the clients. When you want to check the background of client, I believe that SQL also right now collaborate with CITOS to actually help out on the checking of the background of the clients as well, right, Desmond?
Yeah, correct. You can go, because when a client come to you, a customer, especially the timing now, there are businesses outside. You dare not to because you're not sure whether he have not paid the earlier supplier, then come to you. So please go to CITOS checking in SQL. You click a button, you can see some useful information, the past profit and loss, how many years this company is incorporated, informations are there.
All right. I think this is a very useful features, because I still remember that last time when I have one business, one of the key question is whether this client is trustable or not, whether you want to actually have a further collaboration with them. So this is also very helpful to us. And of course, thank you, Desmond, because you give us a very in-depth full information, especially those analogy and examples that you see throughout your experience. And now we comes to another second topics that we would like to invite Mr. Dan to actually share with us. The topic is how going online will ensure the SME business continuity. This is from the perspective of OMO and also the omni-channel. So over to you, Mr. Dan.
Hi, Roy. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, just now I was having some technical difficulties. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Dan, and I'm actually CEO of MCM Ecom Global Venture. The main business that we are running, and we are actually core business, is in digitalization transformations for mainly all the leading FMCG companies, and also we design, commissioning, and managing a new warehouse to match or to fix into a new models that's actually our clients required. So literally we are helping them to transform to the online adoptions and being more agile. So let's go to the topics right now. That as the crisis of the global health issue today, obviously most of the SME businesses are seriously affected. As the effect from the crisis, I think it's mainly caused by the social distancing, because we are social animal, and now we're being actually forced to practicing social distancing. So bricks and mortar doesn't apply very effectively right now, because everyone are actually used to buy from the retails, and everything is normal, but now everything is abnormal. So this social distancing eventually greatly reducing the face-to-face interactive, and as a result, it disrupted the microeconomic growth. And maybe Roy and every one of us, we might started to reduce the amount of the way that we actually shop around. We start to moving into a new behavior, and that is actually way it disrupted in a very short period of time. And all our businesses, suddenly we felt a lot of difference, that the way we've been doing business, suddenly in 1 or 2 months time, is suddenly disrupted. So for all the businesses right now, if definitely there will be a possible response to this crisis as part of the business continuity plan for all the SME. But maybe for SME, they throughout the entire business development period, that business continuity plan might not be the considerations. So lots of us might not actually prepare for that, but it is okay. Let us stay calm and let's see correctly. So I would like to share a little bit of maybe a little bit notes for this one, that during this crisis, as let's take a note on the current global social network first, that everyone and everything are being connected already. So it is the most single powerful and innovative time in the history of technology, even today, even at the present moment. Billions of products and devices are being connected, and everyone has a supercomputer in their pocket. And that supercomputers that I'm referring is your smartphone. So you literally do everything with your smartphone. So I want to actually driving all of us attentions, that try to look at what we have today that's only lying in our pockets. Okay, and now we have the ability to personalize one-to-one connections at a massive scale, and that's never happened maybe 10 years ago. So it is very powerful. And 10 years ago, I still remember that BlackBerry revolutionized the phone industry in a short period of time. So now we actually, eventually, I said, we're lucky enough to witness another evolution in the way that we run business. 10 years ago, we run business with a BlackBerry, and today we run business with online. That's why the social revolutions is introducing to the entire new world of community. That's community referring to all of us, irrelevant where you are, and all of the creating of data that we never seen before. So that's why that I personally utilizing probably more than 100 megabytes, 100 gigabyte database and the bandwidth per month. And I remember 10 years ago, while I'm actually in Italy, I'm spending 2 megabytes per month. So that much of difference from 2 MB to 100 GB. That's just 10 years. So in a layman way, that if we can see, that's never happened before. The question is, how do we align and adapt to this world today and survive in our business? So this is actually not too far away. No need to think too complicated. Look into our pockets, and that is the way you connect with your clients right now. So let us put this way and keep it this way. And obviously that all industry and businesses required to adopt a transformation. And maybe the common words that everyone has continue hearing are digitalizations. Or in a layman terms, we say that let's go online. So let's go online is actually digitalization. But what is actually digitalization? It sounds very high-tech. Go online, it sounds low-tech, but eventually it's the same thing. Because let's put ourselves in the fundamental of business, that all businesses survive based on transaction. And transactions referring to a business merchant provide the products or the services, and as a customer that they pay you for that products and services. So that's why you see that. Let's go back to before the crisis. That we can actually literally open a retail store, open an office, and we start interactive with our clients face to face, and we deliver the product or services and ask them to pay us either with credit terms or no credit terms. But today, that we're no longer allowed to see. We're no longer allowed, because we are start practicing a social distancing. That's go online is the one of the possible channel that we're going to provide to actually sustain our survival as the solutions in order to stay in the business. And we want to use this channel to stay in the game, because customers have no choice but to accept. So it's a piece of technology to enabling your business, and like it or not, irrelevant we are in food and beverages, irrelevant we are selling stationery, irrelevant we are selling services. We are started to have a piece of technology literacy in order for us to actually stay in the game. So because with a single reason that we want to stay connected with our customer, when a social distancing already a new norm today. So this is where we are, and throughout this period of time, we have received quite a lot of our existing clients that are requesting. Maybe one of the cases that we are working very hard is to help the famous means Uncle Don, which is actually to look into and exploring with them how can we actually connect all the outlets with the community that is actually surrounded them. So this is actually a fantastic effort. I think that the owner care about their products and the way that they're delivered to them. The traditional methods is no longer applicable, or even though maybe it's 60% applicable, but there were 40% will be supported with a new method that we transform it into online. So there are so many online systems, there are so many mechanisms and new algorithms available that we name it as B2C, B2B, O2O, and even bricks and mortar is one of the channel. So when you put all 4 different channels under referring to the single inventory reference, and that we call it as an omni-channel strategy. But the question is, how many companies eventually have willing to spend that much of effort and R&D to actually build the new distribution models? Actually, they try, but it's still it's lots of effort because we are very hard to think out from the box. But no matter what, this is the moment that the crisis forced the changes, and the changes actually required a more innovative way to adopt into a new set of business practices. So and actually another cases that is for some leading FMCG companies, which we are currently servicing right now, they wish to actually move into e-commerce, or they want to move online transaction, because on the secondary distributions, all the retail industry, especially like food and beverages retail store, is getting harder to actually connect to the products because they can't actually place orders, and when the delivery, they are not opening. There are lots of disruptions, interruptions, and issue in the whole supply chain after the crisis. So that's why I think today discussions and organized by Money Compass, MCM, Capital Management, I think it will be a great sharing, and I hope that the sharing that I gave, it gives some inspiring and maybe give some directions So that don't rush into finding a solution. Find the big direction and give us the reason to do first. And let's find the why and the solution. You can actually, we are always welcome if you need any assistance from our side. We would love to give more of our ideas and even some algorithm demonstration to everyone if you think you might need our services, because some of our experience might be useful and we can explore further, because we are customizing all the system according to the business status. So at this moment, we actually literally have some of the standard algorithms that we can help you. So hopefully that you can contact, I think there's maybe contact in this group of means eFair, and we can come back to you. So here is some of my sharing, and hopefully useful to you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Sorry, Roy, your mic is mute.
Thank you.
All right, sorry, apologize for that. Thank you, Mr. Det, and I apologize from Desmond that he has another meeting to go, so he rushing on to the another meeting. And since that we have another 8 minutes to go, so we would like to take some questions from the floor. But before that, actually, we have one question from our one of our booth owner, our marketplace. Here is. Okay, never mind. Let me finish this question first. He is talking about the omnichannel, because this business owner actually trying to implement the omnichannel, and seems like because MCME.com is more on the business enabler, so I believe that you have some capacity to help the traditional business to go omnichannel. But his question is he believes that right now the talents in the omnichannel in Malaysia is unlike the China at the moment. So how do you think about it, and how long it takes for them to actually be like China today?
I think, Roy, regarding these questions, I wish to advise that to achieve the omni-channel is not start from the online sales. It actually start from the warehouse and all we call inventory management itself. Because multi-channel sales or omni-channel sales require a very accurate real-time inventory data integration. That's the first thing. And when you implementing an omni-channel sales, because you wish to cover more business model, that is actually quite tangible. Once you want to sell bulk B2B, which you might selling pallet by pallet, carton by carton. When you sell it to probably a long tail strategy towards the retail, you might probably sell it from carton to pieces. When it comes to online, you probably sell it by pieces. So when you can see that the load profile of your product is constantly changing respectively to each of the sales channel that you are practicing today. You have distribution ship, you have retail direct supporting, you have F&B retail direct supporting, you have B2C, which require packing, picking, packing, and courier. So the processes are happening within a single warehouse location, and whereby let us evaluate from the inventory management first. Then after that, we carefully crafted a different way. For example, B2B on the bulk sales, you can maintain as a similar using salesmen that refer to the same group of inventory. And B2B, you can start to transform them into an online. So it means that under a community registered or membership registered in order for them to buy. Then for B2C, that's you can actually open up via Shopee, Lazada, or even your own B2C platform to actually enabling your distribution. So these are the omni-channel that you have to do it with a milestone and not overnight. It's not a system. It's a supply chain revamp. That's you revamp your end-to-end supply chain in order to cover the wide ranges of the customer.
Okay, so it's basically about the mindset, like the traditional businessman actually focus on how to make the sales, but actually for the new era, new type of mindset is when we go into the omni-channel, is about everything. It's not about the front line, but the back end side. Like just now, Mr. Dan mentioned about the how to have the communication between the sales to the back end, like the warehouse, like the delivery, all these something like the one-stop solution, so that the implementation part is a most crucial one. Any missing link will actually make very difficult implementation for this omni-channel. All right, so we have another 4 minutes. Hopefully we can end the session in time. So can I have other questions from the floor before we end the session? Just now we see we have some questions from the floor, right? If not, okay, let us end our session today. Okay, so we have one session. How does a youth entrepreneur will be able to take part in this digitalization? So do you have any comment on that, Mr. Dan?
I always encourage youth entrepreneurs to actually take up the digital advantages, because I always remember that my first sales is 555 ringgit, and I remember it today. It would be great if we have identified our products and try to list in any digital platform and try to sell it off. I will say that that is a fantastic job already. And once you get the first orders, your appetite will growing, because entrepreneur is not about sales. Entrepreneur is all about attitudes towards what you want to achieve. Then the money will follow you. And I really hope that take action and put something in action. But very important, try to identify a good product. And from that, because fundamentally, irrelevant digital world or non-digital world, that people buying a piece of product or services from you, and you got to make sure that the product or services that you sell are actually useful to your clients, and identify them who are willing to buy your products. The platform are available throughout the market. Any market will do. Yeah, hopefully
Okay.
I'm answering.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, because the first transaction, the first sales I made in my business actually is a most significant one and most remarkable one. And because of the first start, then we'll see it going, keep on growing. So the entrepreneurs have to actually focusing on what you have, and also see what is your strength, and also don't be afraid of actually trying, and then make it become one of sustainable business. Okay, we have another question. What are the main strategy to maximize efficiency and productivity so that our business can continue to thrive?
In order to maximizing efficiency is to not to make errors. So in every business, if Kimi that are asking about the questions, if you're selling products, first set up your inventory management first, so that you know how many money, because money is your products, product is your money. So you need to ensure that you actually have a full insight and reports, daily opening, daily closing, in order to stay alert with your products. So when every time you receive the orders from any marketplaces that you've chosen, or any offline sales that you go out to secure, you always know that you have the products to fulfill, and instantaneously you close the sales, because before you deliver the products, you will eventually unable to close the sales, and that is actually a lot of inefficiency created in between, because the world is actually in a very different mode, because we are from a globalization now, and we're moving back to localization. So localization economic seems to be having hope, that especially in Malaysia, tutti Malaysia now is booming, because we can't go overseas. So try to focus, and we still have the hope, and we run the business in a more, how to say that, is back to basic. But technology, e-commerce is part of the technology or tools that you actually can use and leverage to maximizing your business result. All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dan, for your insightful sharing, and also, of course, the very knowledgeable knowledge and also the experience. And now we have to end the session because now it's 12 o'clock sharp. We have another session 12 o'clock. Let's stay tuned on our SME eFair website. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.